This is Pastor Unpacked. Real talk, real faith, real growth. Let's break down life with Jesus. Come on, church, let's unpack it.
Can you really love God? Love can change anyone. Hello, I'm Pastor Bob McCabe from Walsworth Church of Nazarene, and I'm here again with Scott Baumgartner, and today we're talking about love and talking about loving God and dealing with loving ourselves and what that looks like. So we're just going to navigate that, and where the question comes from is it seems like I feel like people don't believe in God because they don't think they can love Him. Well, and they want to know something without letting Him in. They want to look at God from a distance and judge and look and see and taste it they want to taste it from a distance and see what God is like and kind of see if I really want a relationship with Him when God don't work that way.
Right.
He wants to come in your life, and because so many people look at Him from a distance.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where bad ideas come from, and bad thoughts and incorrect thoughts of what He looks like, because there's not a relationship there.
Right.
It's like celebrities and people that we see on TV and all the time. We think we know them,
Right.
because we see them every day, but we don't know. When I was in Louisville, I got connected to news stations, and a lady came to talk about the community center, and I was selling carpet, right, at the same time. So I ended up selling her carpet. So I ended up getting to know her outside of the news, because I come to her house, look at her carpet, but then at the same time watching her get ready to film something, right, with me. I mean, just the trigger goes on. Her whole demeanor changes. Yep. Her voice changes. I was like, what happened to you from 10 seconds ago, how your voice was, to now it's all proper and highly sophisticated language and all that stuff. Well, that's what I mean. That's all I would have known of her, was that media person, if I didn't have a relationship with her outside of that one moment to see that, oh man, she's just like...
She's like two different people.
She's just almost. But it's anybody. Sure. When you go to work, you change a little bit to where you're... And so it's funny to watch that happen. And so same thing is with the Lord is if we're looking at the Lord from a distance, we're assuming, we're thinking, we have an opinion. He really doesn't love me. He's judging me. He's giving me all these rules and regulations. But as soon as you ask Him to come in your life, you realize, oh man, it's not about rules.
Right.
It's about love. What do you truly love, and the relationship that He wants to have with you. So that's why love can change anyone, but it's got to be the love of the Lord that comes and changes you. Right. So do you think we really understand love?
No, not at all. I think you hit the nail on the head. It's always rules and regulations. I mean, you think about, a parent to the child, hey, I want you home by 11. Well, why 11? Yeah. Well, because things happen at night. I'm doing it out of love. I want you to be home and safe.
And they won't understand that till 20 years from now when they have their own kids.
When they have their own kids, exactly. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And there's so many different aspects of love. And most people just want one. They love the feeling of love.
Yes.
They love the feeling of falling in love.
Yeah.
We all do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's God giving us that part because He wants us to feel love, right?
Right.
But what are we constantly falling in love with? You know, and that's what we got to be careful of. Are we falling in love for good things, or are we fall into a trap?
Yes.
But I think part of us is we're too wrapped up on the feeling of love.
That's an interesting perspective. Yeah.
Because it's easy to chase a feeling.
Yeah.
And you like think about when somebody gets a new job. If you talk to them the first couple, oh man, I love my job. It's great.
Right.
Right. 2 months later, 2 years later, a year later, it's good.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
and that's okay. I mean, because you just get settled in. It's something new. You're learning something new, and it tops out.
Right.
But then there's some you talk to, oh, I hate it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I hate it, man. You know, oh, it's just, I can't believe I took this job. and we're like, just 6 months ago, you're like thrilled about it, you
Right.
know. But as you get older, you learn that. So you watch people and like, oh, they don't know yet, you know. So it's interesting. But some people, because they are chasing that feeling, they never have consistency. They never get settled in. You know, even in the pastoral realm, it's interesting. You know, I didn't know this my first pastorate. You know, I didn't know what happens because I didn't know, and I wish I still didn't know.
Yeah.
Some of the processes, some of just the whole dynamic of pastoring a church, and it's and this is across the board. This is not just in Church Nazarene, but this is all churches. Usually the second year of pastors at a church is the year that determines your whole future at the church. Because the first year is everything's great.
Right. You're learning
For both parties. Because both parties are learning each other. But the second year is my perspective is the church embracing me? Are they really getting behind what I feel like the mission is? Do they accept my personality? And then the church perspective is same thing. They're saying, do we want this? And they don't even know they're doing it, but it's just a natural church thing that happens. Do we want this? Do we really want to go this way? Are we going to get behind him? But both pastor and church are dealing with this connection. And in my first church, I had no idea about any of that. Looking back, I guess there was a little bit of that during that time. I was with my first church. I was with them 7 years. But 3.5 years in, we merged with another church. So some of them I was with 7.
Okay.
The other half of the church was 3.5. So it was interesting, that whole process of people being with me for 7 and other people being with me for 3. So think about when we merged, I had 3 people with me for 3.5 years, and now I got another half that's day one.
Right.
Got the whole year, deal with that whole process. But all that went fine. And we were good the whole time, but it was interesting. And so what happened was and then when I moved to Kentucky, Pastor Church of Kentucky is when I started getting more of because I was full-time instead of bivocational working somewhere. So being full-time, you get a glimpse of what other pastors deal with, because now I'm talking to them and watching pastors leave churches, and it was always 2 years and 7 years is when pastors leave churches. And the 2 years is because it's just simply not a good fit. Both parties feel like it's not a good fit. And some do good at that, explaining that, and some don't. You mean? But the 7 years comes from pastors just getting tired.
Just kind of burn out.
Yeah. And
falling out of love.
Well, falling out of love, but then just not taking care of themselves. And the Church of Nazarene changed something, which is good. We have a manual, like a guideline to help us how to handle things in the church, and one of their rules were to, in 7 years, take a sabbatical. So take 8 weeks off. Basically, I mean, you get completely away from the church. Like, more or less, I'm dead to you for like 8 weeks.
So no communication.
No communication.
Wow.
Nothing.
Okay.
Like you're gone, and it's this time to recoup, find the vision for the church, find the mission for your life, to take the church farther.
Okay.
And what was happening, Church of Nazarene recognized this was people couldn't make it to 7 years before they needed a sabbatical. And so what would happen was pastors wouldn't take advantage of the sabbatical, because if they want to take a sabbatical at 7 years, the church can't say no, because leadership above says yes, take it for your spiritual for your spiritual health. Take it. But guys wouldn't make it at 7. They're leaving. So really, at the 6 year mark, they're planning on leaving. They're trying to work it out. And so they would leave and not. And so basically, when they would leave a church at 7 and go somewhere else, what are they doing? They're not taking a break.
Yeah.
But what are they going back to? The first year temptation of, everybody loves me. Like, go to a new church.
Okay.
You go to the church is going to give you their best.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That first year. So you don't take care of yourself, because now you're chasing that feeling.
Wow. I never knew that.
And so now the Church of Nazarene changed it to 5 years. After 5 years, and they've just done this last couple of years, so we'll see how that goes with pastors. And it's not as long as 4 weeks. Take 4 weeks off. And then at 7, I think you can take another 4. So like they are splitting it up. I could be wrong about the 7, but there's still another time you can take another 4 weeks and get away. Because, like, sometimes, how do I word this? For a pastor, it's all about love, right? And sometimes it's hard to love, right?
Yeah.
And,
it's a human thing.
Because sometimes you don't get the love back from the people. And you don't know that you're dealing with that so much, that pressure of it's one-sided. Like, I'm always pouring into them. Yeah. And so that's why you got to get away and just deal with find your passion again and everything. There was a friend of mine. We were pastoring in the same town in Louisville, and he was struggling. And it was about the 7 year mark. And he was just tired, doing a lot, really tired, getting burned out. This is his first church. He's older than me, doing a great job, but just. And it wasn't like problems in the church either. It wasn't problems. It's just wore out.
Burn out with maybe the messages. And
just life. Ministry. Just people don't understand taking care of people.
Yeah.
100 spiritual souls, like Wadsworth. 115 spiritual souls I'm in charge of. Trying to lead, trying to help, trying to be there for. It's a lot.
Yeah.
And so I was talking to him, and I was like, man, look, why don't you take a sabbatical? And he's like, what? He didn't know about what he could do. And I said, yeah. I said, look, at 7 years, you're supposed to take a sabbatical. You could take 8 weeks off, get away from all this, and you and your wife get away from this. And basically, the sabbatical helps you figure out, am I supposed to release? Am I staying or am I going? Lord, refine that fire in me. So it just helps you with all that stuff. Helps you with the new vision for the church. And so he's like, really? I can do that? I said, yeah. I mean, they have to let you do this. Really? Like, he got excited, like.
Rebuild.
And so that's what he did. And I was able to help him, because what happens is when you take a sabbatical, like before you take you got to try to get speakers lined up for 8 Sundays and get all that situated, because when you're gone.
Right. So somebody's got to take your place.
So somebody's got to do all the church stuff.
Okay.
All the, if somebody dies, somebody's doing you're not coming, you're gone. Like, you're not coming back to do a funeral. You're not going to stop your sabbatical. Oh, wow. You're gone. I mean, it's a hard line.
You literally say that you're dead.
Because it's on purpose. Gone. It's on purpose so that it's about you and the Lord you got to get away.
Okay.
And so I preached for him 3 times in them 8 weeks. I did the first one. So I got to just tell them, here's what's getting ready to happen. He's going off. Here's the goals for him. And then I got to do like the middle one. And then I did the last one before he was coming back. And I didn't talk to him. Like, I didn't talk to him in them 8 weeks. He's gone.
He's gone.
But my last time there, I told him, I said, look, he's going to be coming back with a vision. He's going to be coming back fired up. Because I knew him. I knew what was going to happen. This is going to be great for him.
Yeah.
And I was like, he's going to be ready. So, church, are you ready? Because they're supposed to be getting ready. They're supposed to be praying. They're supposed to be doing their own little sabbatical. Because you're getting a break from each other.
Sure.
Like, you're finding out, is he supposed to lead us for the long term?
Yeah.
And so I was right. He come back, guns a-blazing, ideas.
Yeah.
And he's still there today. And he actually took over my community center.
Okay.
So he's pastoring church, running 2 food pantries, running a community center. So he got more work put on him when he come back from his sabbatical. But it wasn't. But it was a refreshing time, because now he's building on what he did the last 7 years instead of running from it. Now he's built such a strong foundation that the church is doing better. Everything around him is doing better because he got away from it to see the good that God has done through him. He got to see how much he's loved by the congregation. He got to see all the good things. It's like anything else. Like, every time I've had to leave a church, people tell me stuff that they should have told me while I was there.
Right.
You don't know how good you got it until they're gone, right?
Right.
Was the conversation that we were having. So it was, I didn't know we was going to go down this way. We're talking about this, but it comes from love.
It does.
Like, how does, there's things that we got to do to keep the love, getting past the feelings of love, because we can get addicted to wanting that first year, like marriage or everything, the first year, couples, all that stuff, that first year, like, oh, there's nothing wrong with this person, right?
Right. They're just so giddy. And
we get past that first year to find out, okay, we get to the true love part, So I talked about last week, church, talked about love, but a lot of times, even me, I caught myself saying there's nothing wrong with it. Matthew 22 verse 39 says, and the second is like this: you shall love your neighbor as yourself. Like, we say that all the time, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. Love your neighbor as yourself. But do we know how to love ourselves properly? You know, and the only way we can love ourselves properly is by the first commandment, and that's, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind. This is the first and greatest commandment. So we gotta love God with every part of us for us to love ourselves correctly, because if we don't love ourselves correctly, we could destroy ourselves,
Right.
because we think we need that alcohol, we need that pornography, we need that other woman in our life, because you'll be chasing feelings instead of a foundation. And so we have to be careful when we say love your neighbor as yourself, and add how you do that.
Yeah.
The Lord has got to help you love yourself, and that's why, like being a pastor, you know, I have to work on my relationship with the Lord outside of the congregation I'm taking care of, because if I don't, then I'm relying on all of you to love me,
Right.
and all of you's not going to love me all the time, right?
Right. Yeah.
And I mean, you may love me all the time, you just may not show it all the time,
Right.
because we're not always going to get along, and that's all right. That's life, right? Jesus and the disciples butted heads, right?
Right.
Had them difficult conversations, but we have to get past the feelings of love and say, my rock, I'm going to be your rock. I'm going to be there. So I'm in this second year, right? I am in this, and I hate that I even know that it's there. I wish I didn't know it, that it's there. But I'm seeing a deeper love from the church. Like we're going the right way in our relationship. I think it's just because a couple of little things that I've done the first year to help that. Because, you know, it's building trust, confidence, trying to get people to know me. So in that second year, they don't even know it naturally. We're both going deeper in our relationship. And the funny thing is, most stats will say, this is what's crazy, most stats will say it takes 7 years for church people to say that pastor is their pastor.
Really? 7 years.
But notice how the 7 years,
Yeah. Now the
whole, like, 7 years could be, I'm leaving, you know? So it's just crazy, a whole dynamic of 2 and 7. 2 and 7 are, and if you met any kind of pastor right now and talked to them, they'll say, oh, 2, I left at 2, I stayed 7. If you look at all the pastors that stayed at our church, a lot of them stayed 7, but a lot of them stayed, a couple had 10, a couple of 10s, a couple of 20s, but 7, 8, you know, just
Yeah.
But that's good ministry. You know, that's really good ministry. But it's just interesting how the numbers don't lie when it comes to the transitions in life. But in the world, when I say world, I just mean in life in general, especially today, a lot of people have jobs now for 3 years. Every 3 years, people's coming and going, you know. And it's the same process. Love the job. Second year is, do I really want to do this? And so you're wrestling with that the whole time. Then the third year, you're eventually moving on.
moving out. Yep.
And so it's interesting how love can mess with us in good and bad ways. I didn't know we was going to go down this. We don't talk about our topics before we come up with a topic.
We don't.
but just, I guess I just needed to share that because.
I think pastors need love too.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, and then it's also letting the love get deeper. And instead of being that superficial love, like everything's good, because churches fall into that trap of a new pastor every 2 years means lovey-dovey. We never deal with our problems. We never deal with our spiritual problems.
Right.
We never get past, we never face our issues. We never get this deeper love. Because that 7 years that I was with the church, man, today, all them people love me to death today. And I love them. You know, I can call them today and they'd do anything for me. If I asked them all to come to our church one Sunday, they'd probably cancel church and come to our church.
That's
Why?
awesome.
Because we have this love. We have this incredible love for each other. And you know, why did I leave that church? Because the Lord wanted to show me more to the pastorate. So I had to get away from him to learn more. And so, but all that comes from loving God. You know, you got to love him, and love can change any situation. So, sorry, viewers. We went down a different topic, different way. But so love your pastor. Be honest with your pastor. Realize that he's a person, that he's going through things, that he's sometimes worried about you more than himself. And so just keep praying for him. Keep praying for your pastors. Keep praying for your leaders, because they care about you. So can you really love God? Yes. Love can change any situation. Pastor Unpacked. Thank you.
This is Pastor Unpacked. Real talk, real faith, real growth. Let's break down life with Jesus. Come on, church, let's unpack it.
You are watching WCTV, Wadsworth Community Television.